Wouldn't you send in your best agent to discover the head of an arms manufacturer? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. We take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites so that we can read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is another Valiant story, and if you want to support these books, purchase them online or request them at your local comic book store. This one is the first story, located in issues 1 through 5, and while his origins are told in this book, we'll be doing those in a different video. This also takes place much later than his appearance in the Exo Man of War Volume 2 storyline. Ninjak's target is Roku, a woman with hair that can heat up and cut through any metal in the world, and she just cut through all of the guards in front of her in her escape from the facility that was holding her. Was that supposed to impress me? Who cares? And then she kicks a gun up to her hands and opens fire on Ninjak. He blocks the bullet with his arm guards, and then he prepares himself as she leaps towards him, flinging her hair to cut through his sword. He then pushes her back so she drops a clip from her pistol and she shoots it in front of his face, making it explode. You aren't getting out of here alive. Hold on, Ninjak says as he grabs the transmitter. Wait for it. And then he pushes a button. The wall behind her explodes, throwing her to the ground. Recovering quickly, she throws a kick that he blocks and he tells her, just stop it, get out of here. And she stops. If you continued on your path, you would have set off an explosion that would have destroyed the whole facility and 3 square miles around it. I saved your life, now leave. So, she does. And then he destroys the facility and gets the heck out of there. Colin King, the billionaire playboy, alter ego to Ninjak, reports into his MI6 contact. The mission is done. He was supposed to free Roku and destroy the building. Happy with his work, they hand him his next job. To infiltrate the arms maker, the Weaponeer, run by 7 individuals known as the Shadow 7. Colin is to go undercover in Kanan's portion of the organization and get a weapon built for him, and then find out the names of the other 6 individuals that run this organization. Roku is his right-hand woman, and the cover story is that Colin King is now Henry Collins, the Henry Collins that supposedly arranged for the safe return of Roku. Ninjak sets up for his mission, going through Kanan's odd trials. He has to sing karaoke and make it to a meeting time naked, which ends with him stealing some kid's skinny jeans and then taking a physical beating. But once he goes through it all, Kanan takes Henry Collins into his inner circle, completely unaware that Henry Collins is actually Ninjak. So he agrees to make Ninjak's requested weapon, a stealth jet outfitted with the latest government technologies. And then, he integrates himself into Kanan's business, and the first thing that Kanan does is he needs to get something on Ninjak. So if he is an undercover agent, Kanan will have that dirt on him. So he brings him to a party to have him shoot a man. But Ninjak prepared, and he sent out many drones the night before to handpick his target, a criminal that probably deserves to die. Kanan congratulates Ninjak for his tenacity, and they leave the room to celebrate, while Roku kills everyone else in the room. Kanan and Ninjak then go to a private wrestling match where they enjoy a little wine. A little wine that Ninjak has spiked, knocking Kanan out. This is what Ninjak needed, access to this building and to Kanan's personal office. With Kanan unconscious, Ninjak has 30 minutes as he slips into his uniform and he gets to work slipping into Kanan's office. It's going perfectly, until some heated red hair wraps around him and throws him out the window. Knowing that won't kill Ninjak, Roku leaps out after him and the fight begins mid-air. As they struggle though, Ninjak is still working on his objective, and he looks around to see the exterior security cameras with his biocircuit in his eye, and he traces the signal back to the location in the building. His next objective is already in mind as he gets the sources of those camera feeds. No one can know that Ninjak was here, even on the outside of the building. So he launches his grappling hook and he uses a pressure point as he taps on the head of Roku in just the right spot, disorienting her. He then launches himself back up to the building, counting 8 minutes remaining. But Roku grabs onto Ninjak's leg, trying to save herself. So he pops some blades out of his heel and he kicks her off, putting poison into her face. He then pulls himself up and he lands right in front of 3 thugs. Stabbing them all with incendiary darts, he then counts 5 minutes and 40 seconds before running to the video surveillance room. He needs to remove the video of himself going into Kanan's office, and while he's there, he might as well get rid of the one of him falling outside of the building. People can't really know that the super stealth Ninjak is already here. Moving as fast as he can, he counts 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, but as he leaves the room, he runs into another guard that quickly opens fire on him. Using his fast wits, he throws his multi-tool into the thug's forehead, set to stun, dropping him. He'll deal with a little memory loss. With time to spare, Ninjak runs to the restroom, slips out of his uniform, bandages up his wounds, and he puts back on his suit. And then he walks back into the wrestling room just in time to see Kanan waking up, and he asks him, "What happened? Are you okay, Kanan?" "I don't know. You tell me, Ninjak!" Then Ninjak turns around to see Roku standing in the room and he just thinks to himself, uh-oh, She jumps on him and begins to strangle him while Kanan asks, "Who are you really?" "Kind of hard to answer that now," he says, trying to talk, and he throws Roku off as she spins around trying to fling her hair at him and shredding his clothes, revealing his Ninjak uniform. He then throws her heel up at her, kicking her with an explosive heel, which throws her back even farther. And that's when Kanan calls her off. He wants to have his own fun, and he begins to have a fist fight with Ninjak, and in one punch, he throws Ninjak through a wall. Ninjak lands in the room that has the pool, coughing as he feels every rib is broken with that single punch, and then Ninjak rolls into the pool just as Kanan comes jumping in. Ninjak thinks fast, and he jams a spike that's connected to his grappling hook into the ground, and then he ties it to Kanan's leg as Kanan lands next to him, ending their conflict because he swims out of the water, and with Kanan screaming from the bottom of the pool, Ninjak tells him, "Calm down, I'll cut you loose in a second." Ninjak then ships a message to his MI6 contact, and attached to the message is a limbless Kanan because he cut off his arms and legs to be questioned by his superiors. Colin King, Ninjak also relayed the message that he's going to stay undercover until he can take down all of the members of the Weaponeers. It's far too dangerous to surface again. And Roku? Well, she went off to the south of France to meet with another contact. This is the beginning of the Weaponeer arc, brought to you by Valiant Comics. I personally am loving this so far, and I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. Now, it'll be a little while before we can go to the next arc because Ninjak is still currently ongoing. But if you like this story, let us know by giving the video a like and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys next time right here.